Hey guys, it's your boy Krieger. It's a beautiful day out today, 4th of July, and you're watching my first moto vlog. I'm planning on turning this into a series, and I even came up with a name. I'm gonna be calling it MotoDayz with Z. I know. So, today I'll be talking to you about my bike, which is this bike right here, and I'll tell you how I got it. I'll tell you the story behind me liking the bikes and a little bit about what's going on today, 4th of July in the United States. So, right here you're looking at my 2014 Ninja 300, which is a pretty nice bike, and let's get right into it. Let's start up. So we're gonna go on a little ride around the city, which I will not tell you which city it is. Hopefully if someone watches this, they'll figure it out on themselves. It's more interesting like that, I think. And the first thing of the day, wear all your gear all the time. I don't do it sometimes, but I've been into accidents and it's not very good having to deal with a road rash. Road rash is never fun. So we're in here in this nice park, and let's start talking motorcycles. I've been in love with the motorcycles since I was probably, as long as I remember, maybe like since I was 5, not 16, 5, 6 or something like that. And I think the first time when I actually got into it was after watching this cartoon. Not a cartoon, I guess you can call it a anime, but it's not like a series. It's called Akira. It came out a while ago in 1960s, I believe, and it had a great impact on me. I fell in love with the Kanetta's motorcycle after the first time I saw it, and I was like, okay, now I want bikes. And it started then, and during that time I lived in a different country. I didn't grow up in the United States. I came over here after I turned 18, and my parents were against bikes. Everyone around me was against motorcycles, except two of my friends and classmates at the moment. They both had bikes, and every time they would show up to school with their motorcycle, oh boy, I was the most excited kid you would ever see. Like, it was like, I don't know, something great happened or something, I don't know, it was my birthday, literally. And when they would rev it up and I would hear the sound from the classroom, I would look out and I would be like, oh snap, they're here. And every day I would be asking them to give me a ride on it, even though we didn't have a spare helmet and it was a school property. They would still do it. It was awesome. So after the first time I rode on a bike, on the back of the bike, I was like, okay, now I have a bike fever. And some of you may know what I'm talking about. Like, once you get on it, once you even ride as a passenger, the second number, listen, you're in love. You just can't get enough. And then last year, I think it was last summer actually, yeah, I got the chance to learn how to ride a bike for the first time. And it was actually this bike, and it was owned by my at the moment fiance's friend, and he was like, "Hey dude, you like bikes? Here, I'll teach you how to ride." And I was like, "Hey, let's go. I mean, right now, let's do it." And I rode a couple, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes around, and it was on a grass, and that's a number one greatest mistake. Do not learn how to ride on the grass, even though you might think that it's not gonna hurt as bad as if you ride on the like a concrete or something. Trust me, you have a much higher chance to fall when you're riding on the grass. And then it started sprinkling, like it wasn't even raining hard, and I did a couple circles. I did pretty well. Started raining, and as every first time person on a motorcycle would do, I gave it a full throttle. Even though it was in the first gear, this bike can't really go faster than 35-ish. Oh look, another fellow biker. It's a Ninja 636. Pretty sweet. And even though it can't go more than like 35, it was still more than enough for me, and I locked up the front brake. Oh, and another big mistake was I didn't know how to use the rear brake. Yeah, it was a big mistake. So I locked up the front brake, and it was wet, and the bike literally like threw me off, and I wasn't wearing any protection at all. I was wearing a shirt, like a t-shirt, and pants, regular ones, and regular shoes, whatever, like sneakers. Oh boy, it was bad. Like, I had the grass rash, I guess you can call it. It was not really a road, so. But it was hurting bad for a while. And then after that, I was like, hey, I guess motorcycles aren't really my thing, and I didn't even want to sit down on it. After that, it kind of scared me a little bit. But then it came back pretty soon, and I was able to get like a little loan or whatever, which I do not suggest doing for the first bike. A loan is not a great thing in general. So I was able to do that, and I started looking for bikes. I think it was January. Yeah, it was January. So me and my friends started both looking for bikes, and I found a couple things online. Of course, I was looking on like a Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and place like that, and oh boy, Craigslist is bad. Like, you can't find anything on there anymore. It used to be pretty fire back in the day, but now it's either scammers or, well, you can find something very rarely. Most of the time it's just people trying to scam you. But yeah, I found this one bike. It was a Honda VFR 1997. It was VFR 750. And I was like, hey, let's see. It was in the price range that I was looking for, like under $2,000. And I was like, hey, you know, let's see. Maybe it's a good choice, you know. So I told the guy to meet up with me somewhere in some kind of parking lot. I took my friends with me and went to look at the bike. And at the moment I didn't know much about the bikes, but even I could tell that bike has been through a lot. Like, all of its side fairings were broken off, and plus, like, I think the engine was like the clutch cover was cracked or something. It looked like it was cracked. So then I was still gonna buy it. I was like, hey, listen, I've been waiting for it for like 15 years. I found a bike finally, and I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna freaking buy it. And then when it came to the documents, I didn't even know how the documents work in the United States. All the title and registrations and all that kind of stuff. So fortunately enough, we met before 5 p.m. and I called the taxpayer office and asked them. I was like, hey, this guy I'm about to buy the bike from, he has the title, but the title is in his name, but it doesn't have the empty space for me to write my name in. And the taxpayer lady was like, do not buy it. And literally, that's what she told me over the phone. She was like, do not buy it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna, I guess, believe you. So I ended up telling the guy that the title wasn't really in his name. Even his license plates were from the previous owner, so he never even registered the bike to himself. So I guess I kind of dodged the bullet. Like if we would have met after 5 p.m. or something, it was like 4:45 or something. Like it literally, the taxpayer office was closing in like 15 minutes. If we would have met like 15 minutes late, I would have gotten the bike and I would never be able to register it. Well, maybe I would, but it would be a great hassle, you know? And who wants that with their first bike? Plus, it was carbureted. It was a 1997 VFR. I mean, I know VFR engines are pretty solid. They can really take the beating, but still, it would probably need some TLC because even the chain looked horrible. Like that previous owner didn't really seem to know what he was doing. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing either when I was getting it, but he seemed like he had no idea how to maintain the bike. And he was telling these stories about how his cousin or someone crashed it and that's why fairings were off and stuff. But I don't know, man. I feel like I dodged the bullet with that bike. So later on, I was kind of like sad and upset because I couldn't get the bike, and I was like, hey, let's see what that old friend of mine is doing who taught me how to actually ride the motorcycles. Ooh, yellow. We went through. Hopefully no cops. But yeah, I was like, let's see what's he doing. And I saw he had this bike on sale. This one that I'm riding right now, that I'll learn how to ride on. He was trying to sell it for $3,000 at first. And then he dropped the price for $2,500, and I was like, hey, maybe I can talk him down to like $2,000. And I didn't even have $2,000 at the moment. I had $1,700 from the loan, and I tried to talk him down to like $1,700 at first. He was like, nah, man, I'm selling it for $2,500. I can't go that low, you know? And he was right. I mean, I was being kind of an asshole asking him to go from $2,500 to like a $1,700 on a perfectly good running bike, you know? Like literally nothing was wrong with the bike, except he didn't really maintain the chain either. I don't know, it's like a huge thing in the US, but people not really taking care of their chains on their bikes. I don't know, all the bikes that I've seen like for sale that I've checked out and stuff, oh boy, their chains need some deep cleaning. But yeah, so I talked him down to $2,000, and then I was like, hey, listen, I don't have $2,000. I have $1,700 cash, and I can give you rest with a credit card. Like, I can buy you anything you would like on a credit card. And he agreed, and I was like, oh, whoa. And it was not even my idea to ask him that. My friend told me that I should give it a shot, you know? Why not? Maybe he will wanna sell it like that for like $1,700 cash, $300, buy him whatever from off of Amazon or Walmart or whatever with a credit card. And he agreed. So I gave him the cash, and then I ended up buying him some clothes off of Amazon worth like almost $305 or something like that. But yeah, I got this bike. At first I didn't know how to do anything at all. I was kind of scared to take it out on the road, so I started learning how to ride on the parking lots. And at the moment I was still a student, a university student, and I was riding around the campus at first. That's how I started, and the speed limits on campus that are pretty low, so I didn't have much problems with that. But I was really scared to take it to the highway at first, but you know, slowly let's I know my tires are warmed up, but I still like doing that sometimes for fun. But yeah, slowly but surely I got used to the bike, took it to the highway. It turned out it was less scary than I thought it would be. It was still scary to go over like 60 at first, because you know the wind gets pretty crazy, and I was used to the wind in the car, and in the car you really can't really hear anything, can't feel the speed like that. On the bike it's pretty different. And I think it took me like good 2 months to no, not 2 months, maybe a month and a half to take it on a highway. Yeah, took me a while. And finally I learned how to ride pretty decently. And oh boy, I really dodged the bullet with that VFR, because the dude legit had the license plates of like the owner before him, and they were expired in like 2018, I'm pretty sure. I looked at them, and registration was expired too, so that's extra, I don't know how much, $200-300. Not very good. Not very cash money of them. What is that guy doing? Interesting. Ooh, nice BMW was there. I like this city a lot. It's pretty nice. The beach and sand everywhere. Well, I hate the sand, to be honest, because it gets in the chain and you gotta clean it all the time, and it even got in my front brake. I had grains of sand in my front brake, and I think there is still some more left, because when I'm slowing down like really like from 6 miles per hour to 0, oh nice jigsaw, from 6 miles per hour to 0 miles per hour, it still makes a little bit of squeaking noise, but I cleaned it out. I put that brake cleaning fluid, some kind of spray in it, and wiped it down and stuff. It's not as squeaky as it was before. Let's go up on a Veterans. Let's see what's going on. We have a big play here, a go-kart place. Well, it's more like an arcade and go-karts, and right there they're renting the scooters and little thingies, which I hate because their speed is limited electronically to like 30 miles per hour or something. Well, not really electronically, I'm pretty sure they're like 50 cc's. So, and they come here on this road where the speed limit is 45, and they really make a traffic jam, which is not cool. People are staring at me crazy. They're like, what is that guy doing? He's talking to himself. What the hell? Well, hey, listen. It's fun. I'm actually having fun right now. Vlogging or whatever. Or as we call it, recording the first episode of MotoDayz. Yeah, I know it's pretty boring standing here, but I gotta wait for the light. For the light to give me the green arrow. Well, I guess I get no wave from them. Usually Harley guys, they sometimes they're pretty friendly, but most of the time when I try to wave at them, they don't really wave back, which is not very cool. Not very cool. Because I like being friendly with everyone. Don't care what you're riding, a Harley, a Hayabusa, or H2R or whatever. We're still on 2 wheels and having fun, you know. So that's all that matters. Dang, this traffic light is really long, turns out, which I didn't know. That's a cool guy on a pretty cool car. What is that, a F350? See these things? That's how slow they go. And create traffic jams, which is horrible. Okay, let's go. It was a little bit too fast, but you know what? I'll take it. I love crossing the railroads, like jumping over them. That's one of my favorite things to do, literally. But see, this car is not gonna let me do it because it's slowing down so much. Bummer. But yeah, I really like standing up and just yeeting over, yeet, and jumping over it. So it's a nice day. It's the 4th of July. We're gonna have some fireworks tonight, probably. I might go record and watch, but it's gonna be a huge traffic jam to get to the fireworks. It's down to the casinos on the beach, but I've been told that it's gonna be fun, so I'll try to go check it out. Little turning action. But yeah, that's about it, guys, for today. And please like, comment, whatever, subscribe. I'm trying to see if anyone likes this type of videos, and to see if I'll have some, I don't know, some people joining this channel. I know it's gonna take a while, but I'll keep trying. That's about it for today, guys. See ya next time. Hopefully tomorrow if it doesn't rain. Peace.